Hey folks, Dan Fedor here. I wanted to let you know what we've been up to on Ostranauts since our last devlog, which was late April. Um, so we've been doing a mix of adding some features, including some player requested features, bug fixes, performance optimizations, and working on our next milestone, which some of you probably saw in the recent sneak peek. One of the big new features is our new tutorial system called Ostraca. It's a window that will pop up at the first tutorial in the game, and it just gives more multi-page context on each step to give you whatever information you might need. And it also allows you to go forward and backward through the list of topics to kind of go look back over things you've missed or look ahead. Players have been requesting the ability to rename items in the game. We finally added that. You can right click on an item, and then up in the description in the top right corner you can edit the name. The logging in the game down at the bottom now uses slightly more natural language, so there's better agreement between subject, verb, and object. You'll start to see like shortened versions of the names and even matching pronouns in there. Let's see, some players have reported relationships were too easy or making the game too easy. It basically became dominant strategy to seduce everybody you run into to get out of problems. So we made NPCs have relationship references. And then we carried that over to the character creation, so you can also set yours on your character so that when they're auto-tasking, they don't do something that's out of character for them. And while we're in character creation, we also added a new body type to choose from and fixed some of the exploits that you could use to get infinite skills. Let's see, there's two new audio tracks from Josh Culler, also known as Invisible Acropolis. You'll see those or hear those if you go to the Encantado station, VENC, on Venus. A whole bunch of new paper doll art for like held items, things like injectors or scraps and crafting components, that kind of thing. Let's see, the NAV system had a bunch of sort of fixes added to it. The autopilot had some issues with consistently treating how much it said it would use in fuel and how much it did use, so that's more rectified now. It also does a better job of controlling the flow in real time so that your station or your reactor doesn't burn out or overheat. And then if you adjust the flow slider, it's now more consistent between manual and autopilot. Note, however, that if you fly on manual, it's more efficient, sort of a trade-off. The modding systems have been improved. One of the big ones was now you can do installables, which was tricky to do before. It would overwrite a lot of your changes. We also added the ability to a bunch of new debug console commands to more easily jump through like plots or test things. AI, a bunch of fixes to both the crew / NPC AI as well as the AI pilots. Things like survival skills improvements, not suffocating when they're sitting. Captains would get stuck if they were trying to drop an item automatically. And then pilots, you should see fewer crashes or stranded pilots or like bobbing around or getting stuck docking. Bunch of performance changes. So things like our powered items, our gas simulation, doors, pathfinding, and AI trying to figure out work tasks. All of those things should be less costly now. And then some of the big fixes that people have been reporting for a while, we finally got around to fixing. One of which was the double discomfort or double moodlet bug, which could also cause you to die in super fast forward if you weren't careful. Social items spilling on the floor, although I've heard reports there might still be a few stragglers there. And inventory stacking, stackable objects in the inventory had a bunch of edge cases that we were able to fix. And a bunch of other assorted fixes. And of course the sneak preview. If you were watching the news on our site in the last little while, you probably saw some of the recent stuff we've been doing with ship-to-ship combat. So we showed off some missiles, how the direct fire weapons work, a little bit of what the fire might look like, and we talked a bit about some of our intentions with that system. But yeah, that's what we've been up to, and continuing pretty much in that same vein for the next little while. But thanks for sticking with us through this, and I'll talk to you soon.